All right. Morning, folks. My name is Gail Wolf, and this is Morning Medicine. This is where I jump online and talk a little bit for a while, and then do some somatic healing work and lead a guided meditation. So, if you've been following my posts over the last couple months now, which only seems like it's been a week or two, but it's actually been I think we're been at this for about 2 months now that we've been locked down. And if you've been following the posts, I kind of go all over the place with a number of different things, but it seems like over the last couple weeks or so that mostly been talking about the coronavirus and things that are going on in our world, in our communities, inside of ourselves. And uh, today's going to be no different. I do have a little bit of a slightly different slant today, not tremendously different, but a little bit different nonetheless. And so today I'm going to talk about trust. Today I'm talking about trust and having faith in the moment and having faith in where everything is going. And before I jump into all that, I want to talk about trust as it evolves in a person's life in general. And oftentimes we're born into the world and we're little kids running around playing, sometimes with our brothers and sisters, sometimes by ourselves, but we're naturally born with an innate trust of our initially our mother and then father, and or whoever it is that brings us up into the world. Even if we're an orphan and we're a baby, we have an innate trust in the world and have an innate trust in our caregivers. It's wired into us as children, as kids. And uh, to me, this is a natural biological process. It's something that is totally innate to us. It's totally natural to us, and it is through different events we experience through growing up that the world teaches us different or shows us different. And so, trust, as it is, we start off trusting. Something happens in our childhood to disrupt that trust, and then we go through and exert trust somewhere else. Something else happens, and eventually we trust less and less and less and less and less. So let's look at this dynamic for a second of what trust really is. Trust is an assumption that our thoughts are aligning with a moment of what's happening or with a situation. Hey, good morning, Randy. Good to see you. And and then something happens that goes out of alignment, where what we were perceiving and what we were believing is true in a moment, or that we could expect from a person or from a situation, falls apart, and we realize that we cannot fully trust this person or this situation, or oftentimes the world, to deliver to us what we were hoping that it would, or that it shows up in a way that we were not expecting. And so it all boils down to a trajectory that we've created outside of ourselves with an expectation of what will happen in return to us or for us. And inevitably, inevitably, that breaks down somewhere. And we're seeing it all over the place right now. We're living in a world right now that we're told that we can't trust our neighbors. We're told we can't trust the government. We're told we can't trust the hospitals. We're told we can't trust ourselves. We're constantly being bombarded right now with this notion and this idea that we can't trust the world. We can't trust the institutions that were designed to care for us or take care of us. And and so much of this is just based through there's so much different information that we're getting constantly right now, so much information and disinformation, and it's hard to know where to trust. And a lot of us had jobs that we trusted, and had financial support that we trusted. That's fallen away also. And so for many of us, we're living in a world that seems to be crumbling in upon itself, and trust is falling apart everywhere. So if you follow the logic of where I started with all this, we start off with having an idea or a notion of what we want or need in the world, expecting it from the world and doesn't return it. And so there's as soon as we lean out into the world and the world doesn't hold us, or a person doesn't hold us in the way that we want or need to be, we lose that trust when we fall over. Well, now a lot of us are falling over. So what happens? What happens when that trust is gone? What happens when we can't rely on the institutions that we were supposed to be trusting? What do? We come inside. The best place to go when the whole world goes to shit and things are falling apart, go inside. The best thing we can do is to learn how to trust ourselves, learn how to trust our decisions, learn how to trust our feelings, learn how to trust the way we're sensing a situation, trusting that gut instinct that we have about something, about someone. How often have just to throw out an example to bring things down to a person to person level here. How often have you been in a relationship with someone and they're telling you a story or they're telling you something and you're like, hmm, something something doesn't line up here. I don't know what it is, but there's something that's not lining up. And you go, it's probably that's just me. It's just me. I'm being speculative, and we blame ourselves when we trust somebody else or an organization. We tell ourselves that we're wrong. We wrong ourselves for the way we're sensing something. Then down the line, something happens, or we discover, hey, you know what? This person actually was full of it. This person actually did not show up the way that they said they would, or what they were telling me simply just wasn't true. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, my gut instinct was right. This happens over and over and over and over and over and over again through our lifetimes. We are all so wildly intuitive, and we are so deeply wired into the world around us constantly, 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 constantly. We are always receiving and sending information to the world around us. We are wired into this matrix in so many inexplicable ways. And through our lifetimes, we're taught and we're told that we're not supposed to trust this wiring, that we're not supposed to believe our own senses about certain things. In other words, we are told and we are taught to doubt ourselves, to doubt our very sense of the world, and to just not trust ourselves. That we should not trust ourselves, and that we should trust some sort of an outside entity. Never has there been a better time to look around and see that there are so many outside entities that are not worth our trust. And if for no other reason than to just simply watch the back and forth comments, the arguing and the disputing of experts and of organizations that we were told that we need to trust, to simply watch the back and forth and look at the arguments that are going on. What do you lean into? What is there really to lean into right now for many of us? There really isn't a lot. It's really kind of crazy. And so I'm just extending the invitation to people at this point. Go inside, find out what's going on inside. What is your gut sense about what's going on? What is your gut sense about the different experts and the different panels that we see on TV and as they're talking? Do you trust them? Do you not? What's your gut tell you? What is your sense of it? And the second part I want to bring into this. So first, trust yourselves. Trust your gut. Trust what's going on inside. Trust the internal landscape that you've got. And the next piece I want to bring into this is, you know, there has been a lot of speculation about what's happening right now. There's been a lot of speculation about where all of this goes, how all this turns out. There, if you talk to a conspiracy theorist, they're talking about this one world government that they say is emerging. And I'm not advocating or slamming anything here. I'm just simply stating what is out there in the media and out there for information. I'm not going for or against anything here. I'm just simply stating what's out there and available. And so you have like conspiracy theorists saying, okay, we've got the one world government that's emerging. We have other people that say, well, this is a totally random thing, and the train has totally gone off the rails, and we really don't know what's happening. There are other people, more of your spiritualists, that talk about, well, this is everything is falling apart because there's something new that is emerging. And I have to say that's the camp that I fall into. Because here's the thing, and this is where you get into the breakdown of science and religion, is that uh, science wants you to lean into what is provable or what can be perceived by the senses in a repeatable fashion. It's essentially what science does. One of the challenges with science, though, and it's not science itself, the fundamentals of science are actually very sound, but the way it's carried out by the individual scientists is not always so great, because so much of science steps on its own tail because they adapt a narrative about what's true and what they know, and a lot of times, because of peer pressure and because of the colleagues and because of the corporations and institutions, they aren't new thoughts and new ideas that go against existing paradigms. And especially when these paradigms have billions of dollars backing them up, it can be pretty edgy to get out there and say, well, I just did an experiment that proves something totally different. A lot of times these people are drastically shelved. But but essentially science, though, on a very fundamental level, is really about what can be proven to one of the senses or to our linear minds in a repeatable fashion. And then you've got religion or spirituality, which has within it trust. We are asked to trust something that we can't perceive with our senses. We're asked to trust our, well, religions oftentimes ask us to trust the organization. Spirituality asks that we trust what's inside. And so the component, though, is trust. Where are we putting our trust? And to go back to what I was mentioning earlier, that gut feeling that we have about people, about situations, gut feeling, that trust piece, the more we can lean into that, especially right now, the better off we're gonna be. We're at a point in time where the energy on this planet is like a fertile garden. It's like it's like there's never been a more energetically fertile time on this planet. There is so much possibility and potential right now during this time, simply because of the level of stillness that exists on the planet and the degree to which people are being present to themselves. The potentials are infinite. The more we can lean into and trust ourselves and our desires and our own creative flow, the more and the better and the faster we are going to manifest the lives that we want and the world we want to create. This is a fertile hotbed for manifestation right now. It really, really is. The more we can trust that this whole thing is going to a good place, the better off we're going to be. It really is true. And the thing too, folks, is so much of this is what is the mindset that we have? And here's a great example, and this will illustrate it. It's like whatever we believe, or whatever we're thinking, or whatever we're feeling. Oftentimes, the world will show up in that same way. For example, I remember I was living out in Oakland. I can't talk. I was living out in Oakland, California, is what I was trying to say. And I remember I had, I don't know, a couple $1,000s in the bank or something like that. And I was having a pretty solid day. I looked at my bank accounts. I'm like, yeah, I got plenty of money for everything I want to do right now. Things are good. And I was feeling good about my finances. I was just in this great place, right? I woke up the next day, and I was instantly, and for some reason, I was just in this space where I was just doubting it. I was just like, man, I need more money. I need this. I need this. I need this. And so I go online. I check out my bank accounts. I have the same amount of money as I had in my account the day before. Nothing had changed at all, but I was feeling different about it. And then that whole following day, that whole day, I noticed that, like, I got a bill or something, or there was something else that happened, and it was just like, everything just brought me down, down, down. But it was that seed, it was the initial consciousness that I had, that created that spiral down. Is I was believing initially that I didn't have enough, even though I had the same amount as the day before. The only thing that had changed was my mindset about things. The new were coming in. Like, there were no real surprises here. The same situation applies to this, to where we're at with what's happening in our society with the coronavirus. Is, if we believe that this is total shit, and that this is horrible, and everything is going to hell in a handbasket, then it is. No doubt about it. If that's what is the emotion, if that's the sentiment inside, then it is. Or maybe, just maybe, this is the greatest miracle this planet's ever seen. Maybe, just maybe, this is the greatest opportunity that we have ever had on the existence of this planet on a global level, with the highest levels of population this planet has ever seen, to finally emerge through the darkness, the negativity, and separation that's been on this planet for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, to finally break through and create the world that we really want. Maybe that's what's happening. And if we choose to stay in that place, and if we choose to trust in that, and we choose to keep our mindset in that sort of a space, and turn off the damn news, and start listening inside, and start tuning into our own creativity and what we know and love about our own lives and love about our own creativity, we'll change our entire mindset, and we'll break through this situation in an entirely different way than what the media is presenting. We live in a world that constantly reflects to us the way we feel and what we believe. Constantly. It's how it works. And so, if we reside in the place that this is all going to a good area, a good world, a good life, then it will. It most certainly will. But if we're believing the contrary, then we're not going to get what we want. Not at all. We'll have a lot more of the same. But I don't believe that's what's going to happen. So have faith, folks. Have trust. If all of this is upsetting, if too much of the news is freaking you out, turn it off. Turn it off. Stop watching the coronavirus YouTube videos. Stop reading the articles. Take a break for a day or two, or for a week. Just get away from it for a while. Get outside. Go play. Call a friend. Take up a creative project. Take up a meditation practice. Start exercising. Start eating right. Drinking a bunch of water. Use this as an opportunity to take care of yourselves, and not numb out with alcohol or drugs or whatever the vice might be. But you really use this opportunity to cultivate the life that you want, and to cultivate the creativity that you want to have in your life and the flow that you want to have in your life. Use this as an opportunity to springboard into the life that you want, and don't allow this to be something that buries you and brings out a negative mindset. There's too much positive potential right now that exists to waste it on something like that. That's just my invitation. Right on, folks. Thanks for checking in with all of this. As Also, I'm on here doing this for free, and I do this. I was doing this every day. Now I'm doing this 3 times a week. And so, if you feel compelled to offer a donation, I would gratefully appreciate that. Um, Definitely during these times, it's nice to have a little extra money coming in. So that would mean a lot to me. Then also, if you're somebody that's looking for a little extra support during this time, I do intuitive readings for folks, and I do private channelings and that kind of thing for folks as well. And if that's something that sounds interesting to you, there's a link in the post there that you can click for either donation or for a session. And also, I've got a group that I've been running. It's called the Channel. It's for people who are intuitive that want to practice their intuition in. Come check that out. Also, there's a link in there that you can click on that to get some more information and or sign up. And what was the other couple things? Oh yeah, every Wednesday night. Every Wednesday night, I do a live channeling for a group of people, and I call that Wisdoms for a New Earth. And it happens at, I think it's 8 o'clock on Wednesday night, and that's Central Standard Time. There's a link in there if you want to buy the next ticket. That'll be happening next Wednesday night, and it's a pretty cheap price. And information is pretty good that's been coming in for those. And then also, I've got a podcast that I started doing a couple months ago. My good buddy, Dr. Jay Eaker, and that's been a lot of fun. So there's a link if you want to listen to that. You can click on that link, check it out. Please subscribe. It's pretty entertaining. And then at the end of every podcast, it ends with me doing a live channeling about consciousness, where we're at, and oftentimes current events filter into that as well. So that's my little plug for all of that. And so now want to shift gears a bit and get into some somatic work. And this is a body, breath, mind technique that I do pretty regularly, and it helps me to get grounded, helps me to get into my body, helps me to get present. And this is one of those things that it doesn't take much time. It takes, well, you'll find out, we're about to do it. But it takes like 5 or 10 minutes, and it shifts the mindset and shifts the rest of the day. And the whole thing with this is that it helps us to connect with whatever is authentically happening in our bodies. And that's not always comfortable, especially right now. There's a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. But the key here is that if you're able to connect with that anxiety and that fear in a balanced way, and with your own intentions intact, what it does is it balances and grounds that negativity and fear, and helps us to be more present, helps us to show up more in situations, helps us to make better decisions for ourselves, for our lives, and just, excuse me, does a lot of very positive things. So let's dive in. So take a moment and close your eyes, and, well, get comfortable. Take a moment, close your eyes. Allow your awareness to come into your being, into your body. Allow any thoughts that you're having about where you're going or what you're going to be doing for the rest of the day. Allow all of that to just fall away. Giving yourself the gift of the here and the now. There's nowhere to go, and there's nothing to do. There's just here, there's just now. Bringing your awareness more fully into your breath. Begin to feel the rise and the fall of your chest. Begin to feel the inhalation and the exhalation of your breath as it fills your lungs and as it leaves your lungs. Just be here now. We're going to deepen in that awareness by taking 5 deep breaths. Going to be breathing in the mouth. And as we breathe in the mouth, we're going to be filling our lungs from the top down, filling our chest, our torso, our bellies, our hips, our legs, all the way out to our toes. We're going to hold for 3 seconds, then we're going to exhale all the way up and all the way out. Here we go. Breathing in the mouth. Feeling the top, middle, bottom of the lungs, torso, base, thighs, knees, calves, all the way out to your toes, and hold for 2, 3. And exhaling from the toes up the legs, up the torso, all the way up, all the way out the lungs and out. Nice job. Breathing in for the second breath, breathing in the mouth. Filling the top, middle, bottom of the lungs, torso, base, thighs, knees, calves, out, toes, and hold out your tippy toes for 2, 3. And exhale from the feet, up the legs, out the base, up the torso, and squeezing it out of the lungs and squeezing it out of the body. Nice job. Breathing in for the third breath. Feeling the top, middle, bottom of the lungs, torso, base, thighs, knees, calves, and breathe in a little bit more than you're even comfortable with, and stretch, 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 and hold for 2, 3, and exhaling from the toes up the legs. Nice, gradual, slow exhale. Keep pushing that air out, squeezing your body slightly at the bottom of your exhale. Nice job. Breathing in for the fourth breath, coming in the mouth. Filling the top, middle, bottom of the lungs, torso, base, thighs, knees, calves, toes, and hold all the way out through your toes as you stretch into that. Nice job. Keep holding and exhale from the feet up the legs, up the base, up the torso, all the way up and out of the lungs. Nice job. Just getting a nice squeeze at the bottom of that exhale and breathing in for the fifth and final breath. All the way out to your toes and hold for 2, 3, and exhaling up the legs, up the base, up the torso, all the way up and out the lungs, and get a nice compression at the bottom of that exhale. Nice job, and relax. Take a moment to just breathe normal. Take a moment to check in. Take a moment to check in with you. Where are your thoughts? Where is your awareness? Where are you? Come home. Come home to you. All right. So we're going to go into the somatic work. The way this works, let your shoulders be nice and relaxed. Let your elbows hang to your side, nice and chill. And today we're going to do the 2 spots. Be one spot here, one spot here. And the way we'll do this is the breath is on in the nose and then out the mouth. And as we inhale, going to breathe into the area of our body that our hands are in. And what this does is it helps to get grounded and helps to get present in this area. And then we'll drop down and we'll do our belly and we'll go back and forth between these 2 spots. And what this does is in our bodies, we're used to having different emotions that are happening all the time. For example, have you ever been um, like really excited to see a boyfriend or girlfriend you haven't seen in a while, where you're almost a little bit nervous, but you're also like really happy or really feeling that love, but also a little bit of fear at the same time. Those are different energies and different rhythms, and it causes stress in the body to hold on to those 2 different rhythms at the same time. So often you'll feel one way here, but feel a different way in your belly. And so this exercise helps to get these 2 different areas to have a conversation with each other, helps to align the energies of the body, and it brings your stress levels and your anxiety down. Helps you Helps a person to be more grounded and present. All right. So the way this works, one hand over the other, right over the chest. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Elbows hang to the side. Eyes are closed. Breath is in the nose and out the mouth. And here we go. Breathing in the nose, filling the upper chest with air and exhaling out the mouth. Nice job. Bring your hands down to your navel, breathing in the nose, breathing right into your belly, searching with energy, movement, and breath in through the belly and out the mouth. Nice job, squeezing it down. Bring your hands up to the top, breathing in the nose and out the mouth. Allowing your hands to sink all the way back into your spine. Good job. Bringing your hands down to the navel, breathing in the nose for the second breath in the belly. Getting a nice stretch all through your navel and out the mouth. Allowing your hands to compress all the way back deeply into your belly. Good job. Bring your hands up here to the chest, breathing in the nose and out the mouth. Bringing your hands down to the belly, breathing in the nose, stretching with the inhale and out the mouth. Bring your hands up top, breathing in the nose and out the mouth. Bring your hands to the belly, breathing in the nose and out the mouth. Now leave one hand on your belly. Bring your other hand to your chest. So you got one hand up here, you've got one hand down here. So we're going to breathe into the top hand in the nose and out the mouth. Then we're going to breathe into the bottom hand in the nose and out the mouth. Here we go. Breathing in the nose into the top hand. Breathing in the nose into the bottom hand. Out the mouth. Breathing in the nose into the top hand. Out the mouth. Breathing in the nose into the bottom hand. Stretching with the energy, movement, and breath, and out the mouth. Breathing in the nose into the top hand. Out the mouth. And breathing in the nose into the bottom hand. Out the mouth. And final round, breathing in the nose into the top hand. Stretching with the energy, movement, and breath all through the upper chest. Stretch, 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 and out the mouth. Allow your chest to compress down. Nice work. Breathing in the nose into the bottom hand. And out the mouth. Allowing your belly to compress all the way in and relax. Let your hands come to your knees or to your thighs. Breathe normal and check in. Notice where your awareness is at. Notice where you are at. Just check in. Notice what thoughts are the same. Notice what thoughts are different. Notice what feelings are the same. Notice what feelings are different from when you began. All right. Keeping your eyes closed, we're going to go into a guided meditation. Bringing your awareness deep into the earth. Bringing your awareness all the way down to the very center of the planet, feeling into the very core of the earth, checking in with the nucleus of Mother Earth, feeling into the grounded, balanced, peaceful energy in the earth, centering in the balanced energy of the earth. Allow that energy to start moving up as you start to feel into the crystals that are in the earth, feeling into their frequencies, feeling into their information, feeling into also the minerals that are in the earth, their wisdom and information, feeling into the rocks and the gravel and the sand that comprise the earth, feeling and sensing also into the water, the underground rivers and oceans that are in the earth, feeling also the lava, the magma that's in the earth. Now allow all that information to begin to move up, that grounded, deep, peaceful earth energy to move up to the place where you are either seated or lying down. Allow it to come all the way up into the bottoms of your feet and into your toes. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your feet. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your ankles. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your calves. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your knees. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your thighs. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your hips. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your pubic bone. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your tailbone. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your lower back. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your belly. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your middle back. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your chest. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your upper back. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your shoulders. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your upper arms. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your elbows. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your forearms. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your wrists. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your hands. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your fingers. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your throat. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into the back of your neck. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your face. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your ears. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into the back of your head. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into the top of your head. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your forehead. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your eyes. Bring your awareness into the darkness behind your eyes. Bring your awareness into the darkness of your mind's eye, right behind the center of your forehead and your eyebrows. Begin to see or imagine a spark of light emerge in the darkness that you see in your mind's eye. If you can't see or imagine it, feel it. Feel the spark of light. Now begin to see or feel the color of that spark of light. Begin to see or feel the brightness of that spark of light. Now we're going to grow the sight or the feeling of that spark of light by taking 3 breaths, breathing in the nose and exhaling out the mouth. Breathing directly into the center of the forehead and expanding it with every breath, expanding the size until it is the size of a marble. Every breath will increase the size incrementally. Here we go. Breathing in the nose, breathing directly into your forehead. Expanding that orb a little bit and out the mouth. Taking a second breath, breathing in the nose and expanding that spark to be a little bit bigger. Out the mouth. Taking a third and final breath, breathing in the nose and expanding the orb to be the size of a marble. And out the mouth. So now we're going to duplicate this marble sized orb and send its twin straight back between the 2 hemispheres of our brain. As this marble sized orb moves back through our brain, it is realigning and establishing a greater connection between the 2 hemispheres of our brains, balancing the masculine and feminine within our bodies as we move this orb straight back until it gently resides in the space between our ears, the space of the pineal gland, is the area of our intuition. We're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to take 3 breaths, breathing in the nose and out the mouth. And every breath is going to increase the size of the orb just a little bit until it is the size of a golf ball. Here we go. Breathing in the nose, expanding the orb a little bit, and out the mouth. Taking a second breath, breathing directly in the space between the ears, expanding that orb a little more, and out the mouth. Taking the third and final breath, expanding the orb to be the full size of a golf ball. And out the mouth. Again, if you can't see or imagine this orb, feel it. Feel the breath as it expands in that area of your body that we're focusing on. All right, so we're going to duplicate this golf ball size orb that we have sitting in the space between our ears. And we're going to allow it to slowly drift straight down through our necks and throats. As this orb moves down, it's bringing healing light and healing energy into our teeth and into our mouths. Healing light and healing energy into our throats, into our cervical spines, into our esophaguses. And as it moves down, it's bringing healing light and healing energy into our collarbones and shoulders and upper back, our upper respiratory systems, until the orb slowly and gently settles in the space of our hearts. We're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to take 3 breaths, breathing directly into the center of our hearts. And we're going to expand this golf ball sized orb until it is the size of a baseball. Here we go. Breathing in the nose, expanding that orb a little bit bigger, and out the mouth. Taking a second breath, breathing in the nose, expanding that orb a little more, and out the mouth. Taking the third and final breath, expanding that orb to be the full size of a baseball. And out the mouth. Nice job. So now we're going to duplicate this baseball sized orb that we have sitting in our hearts. And we're going to send its twin straight down through our bodies, straight down, bringing healing light and healing energy into our gallbladders, into our stomachs, into our livers. And as it moves down, it's bringing healing light and healing energy into our large intestines, into our small intestines, into our spleens. It's bringing rejuvenating energy and chi and light into our kidneys, into our colons, into our appendixes, into our bowels, and into our bladders. And as this orb moves down, it gently resides in the space between our pubic bone and our tailbone, where it's bringing healing light and healing energy into our reproductive organs. We're going to take 3 breaths again, breathing in the nose and breathing directly into the space between the pubic bone and our tailbone, and out the mouth. Every breath is going to increase the size of this orb incrementally until it's the size of a softball. Here we go. Breathing in the nose, and out the mouth. And breathing in the nose, expanding it a little bit bigger. And out the mouth. Taking the third and final breath, expanding it to be the full size of a softball. And out the mouth. I'll take the softball sized orb that we have sitting in our base, and let's duplicate that orb and send its twin straight down into the earth, sending it down 20 feet into the earth, sending that orb down 20 yards deep into the earth, sending that orb down 20 miles deep into the earth, sending that orb down 200 miles deep into the earth, sending that orb down 2,000 miles deep into the earth. Now send that orb all the way to the very center of the planet, connecting on a deeper level with the peace, balance, and groundedness that exists in the center of the earth. As this orb is down there, it's beginning to inform and send energy to the four orbs that we have sitting in our bodies. It's sending energy and information to the orb sitting in the base, into the orb sitting in our hearts, into the orb sitting in the space between our ears, our pineal gland, and into the orb that we have sitting in the center of our frontal lobe of our brains, into our pituitary gland. As these orbs in our body are receiving that grounded, balanced earth energy, they begin to grow and expand like plants or like little spider webs of light. They grow out and expand into our bone marrow and into our bones, bringing healing light and healing energy to all of our bones, recalcifying our bones where they need to be, expanding also into all of our connective tissues, into our ligaments, into our tendons, into our cartilage, into our myelin sheath, where it is bringing balance and healing and flexibility and all that these parts of our bodies need in order to be fully functioning, healed. As these orbs expand out, they are bringing healing light and healing energy into our nervous systems, bringing a sense of peace and groundedness throughout our entire nervous system, healing all of our neural pathways, unobstructing all of the nerves that extend out from our spines, bringing a flow, continuity, balance, and groundedness into our nervous systems. And as these orbs expand out even further, they are also bringing healing light and healing energy into our immune systems, where they are developing within us the antibodies to the coronavirus and all strains of the coronavirus, as well as the antibodies to any virus or bacteria that could ever do our bodies harm, eradicating any and all cancerous cells from our bodies, bringing every cell in our body into balance, harmony, and unison with every other cell. And as these orbs keep expanding out, they're bringing healing light and healing energy into our circulatory systems, healing our veins, our arteries, our blood, our red blood cells, the plasma, the white blood cells, our lungs, our hearts. And as these orbs expand out, they're balancing and healing our eyes, our ears, and all of our senses, bringing elasticity and youth back into our skin, bringing balance and healing into our endocrine systems, balancing all of the hormones within our bodies. And as they expand out completely, they encapsulate and rejuvenate and energize every cell in our body, informing our DNA to awaken the divine blueprint, the blueprint of knowing, of connection, of love, of grace, of peace, awakening all of the quantum layers within our DNA, activating our light bodies and bringing us into a higher form of functioning, a higher level of consciousness and knowing, allowing this peace to move through every cell of our bodies. Take a moment or two to sit with that. And when you're ready, begin wiggling your toes, begin wiggling your fingers, and begin wiggling your nose. Start swaying your body side to side a little bit, forward and back, bringing your awareness back into your body, back into the present moment. And when you're fully ready, you can open your eyes, bring your awareness fully back into the room around you. Right on, folks. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for your healing. Whatever we heal inside of ourselves, we heal inside everybody else. We're all in this together. Right on. I will be back again tomorrow to do this all over again, tomorrow being Saturday. So until then, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Take care.